Welcome back to the firing line, everyone. If you have spent any amount of time staring at the racks down at your local FFL, you know exactly how overwhelming it can be to pick a dedicated hunting rig. You ask a dozen old-timers at the gun club what they carry into the deer woods, and you will walk away with a dozen fiercely defended opinions. The kicker is, depending on their specific AO, whether they are busting through thick Carolina pines or spotting across a wide-open Wyoming canyon, every single one of them is right. But today, we are pushing past the gun counter chatter. We are looking at the absolute titans of the hunting world, the centerfire bolt guns and semi-autos that have earned their keep in the American gun safe. Because let us be honest, in this country, a hunting rifle is not just a meat-gathering tool. It is a piece of our heritage. It is hardwired into the Second Amendment culture we pass down to our kids. From the Appalachian Mountains to the high desert, putting food on the table as a responsibly armed citizen is what we do. We have whitetail, mule deer, elk, and destructive feral hogs that need managing. To put those animals down ethically, you need a firearm that brings unshakable durability and precision to the shoulder. In this video, we are breaking down the 5 greatest American hunting rifles you need in your safe. We have got some absolute heavyweights on the bench today. So grab your eye and ear protection, and let's get down to business. Let's kick things off with a true heavyweight champion, the legendary Winchester Model 70. If you want to talk about a platform that has seen the elephant and come back asking for more, this is it. You cannot have a campfire debate about the Remington 700 without the Model 70 entering the chat. And there is a solid reason for that. In our circles, this beautifully machined masterpiece is universally known as the rifleman's rifle. When you see that Winchester stamp, you already expect top-tier craftsmanship and relentless reliability. Now, Winchester built their empire in the 1800s, mastering the lever-action game with icons like the 1873, the gun that won the West, and the legendary 1894. But when 1935 rolled around, they completely rewrote the playbook for bolt-action rifles. They looked at what was dominating the military space, specifically the Mauser 98, and they integrated that phenomenal controlled round feed system. We are talking about a massive, non-rotating claw extractor that bites down on that case rim the second it strips from the mag. It holds that cartridge hostage all the way into the chamber and drags it out with authority upon extraction. I have run these hard in freezing rain, and that positive extraction absolutely prevents double feeds when your adrenaline is spiking. Beyond the bulletproof mechanics, the Model 70 is just a work of art. Feeling that classic American walnut and sharp diamond checkering against your cheek is a religious experience. After the boys came home from the Second World War, this rifle exploded in popularity. Those GIs wanted a rugged woods gun, and Winchester delivered. Fast forward to 2018, they are still innovating, chambering modern iterations in the flat-shooting 6.5 Creedmoor. The precision engineering, the vault-like lockup, and the perfect action timing guarantee that your point of impact stays locked in year after year. Moving down the line, we are shifting fire to a semi-automatic thoroughbred, the Browning BAR. Listen to me, this is not your average hunting rifle. This sporting platform shares bloodlines with the original Browning automatic rifle, the trench-clearing monster designed by the patron saint of firearms himself, John Moses Browning. That original 1918 variant was a full auto powerhouse, spitting .30-06 lead like nobody's business. It was essentially the squad automatic weapon of its era, putting in massive work from the European theater to the Pacific Islands. That kind of combat-proven DNA translates into a ridiculously robust civilian action. Today's sporting BAR takes that raw battlefield geometry and refines it into a buttery smooth semi-auto hunting platform. It runs off a rock-solid 3 or 4 round detachable box magazine, and you can get it in all the essential medium game chamberings, like 7mm, .308, and .243. If you are going after grizzly or moose, they make an absolutely stunning safari grade in .338 Winchester Magnum, which delivers bone-crushing kinetic energy. What blows my mind every time I take one out of the safe is how light it runs for a gas gun. Even that Magnum chambering hovers just over 8 pounds, barely heavier than a traditional bolt gun. because the gas system eats up the recoil impulse. The felt kick is incredibly soft, allowing you to stay perfectly indexed on your optic for lightning-fast follow-up shots. All right, you knew we could not make this list without paying our respects to the king, the Remington Model 700. This is not just a hunting rifle, it is a foundational pillar of American marksmanship. From greenhorns taking their first buck to elite snipers ringing steel at 1,000 yards. The 700 is universally respected for its ergonomics and scary out-of-the-box precision. Since its debut in 1962, it has held a monopoly on the bolt-action market. Remington has pumped out over 5 million of these receivers across something like 900 different configurations. You do not hit those numbers unless your product flat-out works. Mechanically, it is a straightforward push-feed action. The bolt strips the round and pushes it into the breech. But the real genius was Remington's 3 rings of steel marketing and design concept. You have the recessed bolt face wrapping the cartridge, the barrel hood wrapping the bolt, and the receiver wrapping the barrel. It is a concentric vault of hardened steel that protects the shooter and stiffens the entire action. That stiffness translates directly to extreme accuracy. The military caught on quick. In the 1980s, the U.S. Army adopted this exact footprint for the M24 sniper weapon system, and around 2010, they pushed it even harder with the M2010 enhanced sniper rifle upgrade. They literally took those standard long actions and cranked up the chamber pressure to handle the massive 300 Winchester Magnum. If an action can survive military abuse at those pressure levels, it will easily handle your weekend hunting trips for the next century. It is the undisputed godfather of the modern precision rifle. Next on the chopping block is the rifle that completely disrupted the modern budget market, the Ruger American series. When Ruger dropped this platform back in 2011, they changed the game permanently. These things sell out faster than local gun shops can unbox them, and for good reason. Even though it is positioned as an entry-level, mass-produced firearm, the terminal performance and accuracy punch way above its weight class. I have humped these lightweight polymer stocks up steep ridges, and let me tell you, your back will thank you after a 10-mile hike. Ruger managed to stuff high-end custom features into a blue-collar rifle. You are getting a rugged synthetic stock, a cold hammer-forged barrel that offers incredible harmonic consistency and barrel life, and their patented integral bedding blocks, which gives you a rock-solid metal-to-stock interface. Combine that with a factory free-floated barrel and an adjustable trigger that breaks like glass, and you have a precision instrument. Chamberings range from the classic 30-06 for knocking down elk to the hyper-efficient 223 Remington for coyote and varmint eradication. The craziest part? You can regularly find these on the rack for around $400 American. At that price point, I honestly look at the Ruger American as the 21st century successor to the Remington 700. Plus, the aftermarket industry has completely embraced it, meaning you can swap chassis and optics to build exactly what you need for your specific tactical or hunting environment. Rounding out our lineup is a platform that bridges the gap between working class and premium tier, the Weatherby Vanguard. If you know the Weatherby name, you know it stands for high velocity, shoulder-bruising power. Roy Weatherby started building his legacy in 1945, catering to hunters who demanded extreme ballistics and flat trajectories. But the flagship Mark V rifles were aggressively priced. So in the 1960s, Weatherby teamed up with Howa out of Japan to create the Vanguard. And honestly, it is one of the smartest business moves in firearms history. Howa builds an incredibly tight, ridiculously accurate barreled action. It utilizes a fascinating hybrid bolt design, fusing a Mauser-style bolt body with an M16-style extractor. It does not matter what you call it, it aggressively rips spent brass out of the chamber every single time. The Vanguard gives you that elitist Weatherby performance without requiring a second mortgage. They offer this beast in 16 different calibers, from the soft-shooting .223 Remington all the way up to the devastating .375 Holland & Holland, which is an absolute sledgehammer on dangerous game. The modern Vanguards even back up their talk with a factory sub-MOA guarantee, meaning it will print 3 rounds inside an inch at 100 yards right out of the cardboard box. Factor in the exceptionally crisp 2-stage trigger, and the Vanguard easily claims the title of Best Value in the premium hunting space. All right, guys, that wraps up our breakdown of the 5 greatest American hunting rifles you need in your safe. These platforms have filled more freezers and defended more homesteads than we could ever count. But the beauty of the Second Amendment community is that we all have our own trusted loadouts. So I want to hear from you down in the comments. What is your primary hunting rig? Did I leave your favorite bolt gun off the list? Let me know your setup. If you found this breakdown helpful and want to see more tactical and practical firearms content, do me a massive favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash that notification bell so the algorithm actually shows you our new videos. Until next time, keep your powder dry, stay situationally aware, and we will see you on the range.